Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. We also have Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at TPM Videos. When it comes to Walt Disney World, Hollywood Studios is now one of my favorite theme parks with all the new additions that have been introduced the last couple years. Since Disney has decided to reopen the Florida theme parks, we're going to take a look at the physical distancing experience at Hollywood Studios and enjoy some of the rides and attractions at the park. If you want a full rundown of what to expect at the Walt Disney World theme parks in regards to the changes made with COVID-19, then check out the video in the card on the right-hand side. Now, today we're going to look at 7 different Hollywood Studios rides, plus some other attractions along the way. So let's start our day off with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Just remember, Disney has temporarily suspended FastPass for all the rides at Walt Disney World, so standby is the only way to experience the rides. Inside the Chinese Theater, ground markings to promote physical distancing are seen in the indoor queue. This is actually one ride that still runs the pre-show, although it's not all the time. It depends on the length of the line. Then, each party is given a separate square to stand on.
Hi, Goofy! Well, beautiful day for a picnic. Yep, we're off to the park. See you all there. Nothing can stop us now. I don't know how. We don't have any trouble. Do you mind helping these good people into the cartoon while I fix this here wokey-mokey?
Now that you're in the cartoon, plexiglass barriers separate the switchbacks, and when it comes time to board, currently only one row per train is being utilized, unless your full party requires both rows.
Minnie, let's get that runaway train!
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Step right up, ladies and gentlemen.
There they are! We're making! Nothing can stop us now! Nothing can stop us now. I'm so
Next up, we'll head down Sunset Boulevard to check out the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. The attraction isn't running the pre-show, and the room is being used as additional queue space. Then making your way into the boiler room and onto the elevator, only the top and bottom rows are being loaded, leaving the middle row empty. Now, while we're here, let's enjoy a little Tower of Terror fun.
You are the first in permanent battle to ascend the Twilight Zone.
Next, we'll do Rockin Rollercoaster starring Aerosmith. This is another ride that isn't running the pre-show, and it uses the room as additional queue space. There is no shortage of plexiglass barriers in this loading area, and they are only seating every other row. Again, unless your party is larger, then both rows will be filled.
We're only just getting started.
Now, who's ready to shrink down to the size of a toy in Toy Story Land? At Slinky Dog Dash, this is what you can expect in terms of the queue setup. Like Rockin Rollercoaster, every other row is seated unless your party requires multiple rows. Then, you join Slinky Dog on the dash through Andy's backyard. This is always a fun one. continuing the Toy Story fun, let's quickly see what's going on in Toy Story Mania. Here, physical distancing is still in place, and you get to see Mr. Potato Head live in action.
Step right up and take a rollicking ride through our gallery of games.
Now, before you get on the ride, you need to grab your own 3D glasses, which I'm not sure how I feel about since multiple hands could be touching the glasses. I think everyone needs to be mindful just to choose wisely and try to only touch one. On the ride, they are seating every row since there's already a divider. So this is probably one of the most efficient rides right now at the reopening. They aren't sanitizing the guns after each use, but there is hand sanitizer available at the end of the ride. And a little hand washing is a great idea after this one. Well, if it isn't the Pixar Pals motorcade. At all the parks, there aren't any traditional meet and greets or live shows, but these motorcades down Hollywood Boulevard happen throughout the entire day. This is just one of 3 motorcades. The other 2 are Mickey and Friends and the Disney Junior motorcade. Now the park has a few theater attractions that are still open, like Muppet Vision 3D. Here inside the pre-show, you can find distanced circles for your party to stand on. Then inside the theater, every other row is closed and only designated seats are open. This is the same practice used in other theater attractions like the Mickey Shorts Theater and Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy.
Anybody seen a bunny? Oh, I don't see a bunny. Where?
Next, we'll head into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You'll want to be on the lookout for characters around the garage and near the TIE Echelon. Over by that hunk of junk, the Millennium Falcon, when you head into the line for Smuggler's Run, there's more plexiglass barriers separating the switchbacks in the queue. Do note that the single rider line is not open during this time. Now, in terms of the pre-show, they're sort of skipping it since the room is being used as additional queuing space, but Hondo is still running continuously. So, if you happen to be waiting here in the room, you'll get a chance to see this impressive audio animatronic.
Hello, my friends. I am Hondo Onaka, and this is Onaka Transport Solutions. Today, I am offering the opportunity of a lifetime.
When it comes time to loading, they're only placing one group in each cockpit, regardless of small group sizes.
Pilot on the left. Move your stick to fly right and left. Pilot on the right. Pull back on the stick to fly up. And push forward to fly out. Weapons are online.
With all the interactive features, this is another one where you'd probably want to sanitize or even better wash your hands after riding. You could, however, just not press any of the buttons and watch the action unfold in front of you. Although it might not give you the best score, but it may be the safest way to go about this ride. The last ride we're going to look at is Rise of the Resistance. Although there's no Fast Pass being used at Disney, the virtual queue is still going to be used for Rise of the Resistance. You'll have 3 opportunities to join the virtual queue at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. Once your group is called, many plexiglass barriers are found in the queue, and they're actually using all of the pre-shows. You're just separated into groups when you're in each space.
BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Should you be in flight prep? Recruits, thank you for joining the cause.
I am Lieutenant Beck. As you heard from Ray, I have been tasked with getting you to Vacara.
The command of the First Order. When you disembark, you will go to your right and be processed. Clearly, you've chosen the wrong side.
I'll never get over the scale of this hangar and how large the room is. It's really one of the biggest wow factors in the attraction. Now, once you head into the hallway, there are more themed plexiglass barriers to separate the lines. Then on the ride, only one row is being seated, so the only time that both rows will be used is if your party is larger than 4. Now, just for the fun of it, let's experience some highlights of Rise of the Resistance.
Tell them it's a prisoner transfer. Did it work? Good. Now get a move on.
Hey, you're not authorized. Wait, it goes to the prisoners. Immigration detention authorized.
Find an alternate route. Who picked these two droids anyway?
The escape box just blew us! Take them with you! Hurry! No, not up! I said down! Raise the shields!
Shields? I see no evidence.
Now!
Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations!
Sir, the prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless. There's nowhere to run. You will tell me the location of the secret base, and then I will destroy you and the resistance.
Your escape pods came in a little off target. Ground crews will meet you outside the wreck.
So, what's your favorite ride at Disney's Hollywood Studios? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.